Hey guys, it's Colonel Coffee here, and welcome back to We Glorious Few. I know it's been a very long time. I have an explanation video coming out just soon. If any of you guys tuned in the other day, we did do a Rust stream. It kind of ended badly because OBS had an update, but we are slowly but surely coming back. Like I said, the explanation video will be coming soon, and this is the first video that I'm going to be giving you guys on our return. So yes, we're back on Rust, and we're doing our first ever base design and technique. So this is going to be a shop-based design, and it's something that I have done some research. I haven't found it anywhere, and I know that on the servers that I play, nobody else ever uses it. I'm not saying that I found this design because it's the same design for something else, but used in a different way. So I just want to share this with you guys for anyone out there who want to make a shop base. It is extremely secure, and it's quite a fun design. So let's just jump straight into it. First of all, I'm sure you're familiar with these 3 or 4 designs. So the first one is this one here. A lot of people use this, where they have the floor halfway between the foundation and the roof, and you've got the 2 lock boxes. That way, if raiders break the boxes, they'll have to break this too, or they won't be able to reach the loot. Whereas whoever has access to them can easily access them from behind this wall. So yeah, it's very secure. And let's move on to the next one. This one's, again, it's fairly common, but it's slightly newer. This is a reinforced glass window, so it's kind of the same thing, only you need a hammer and you can pick this up or destroy it like I just did, and just replace it whenever you're done with it. So you can access all the boxes, as you can see right here. And it's the same thing. If people destroy the boxes, they'll have to destroy the whole wall as well, or the floor, to be able to get in and loot them. So it's a bit of a nightmare. I see a lot of people using this one now, but it's definitely a good technique. Now the next one is the TC one. Now this is the one that we're going to be using for the shop base. So this one again is another popular one, but I've started to see less and less people use it, and I don't know why. It's extremely secure. I personally play on a 2x solo duo trio server, so there's usually only 1 to 3 people, and we can get access to all the TC and all the locked boxes quite quickly. That way we can lock them away and they're completely safe. So this is a good one. Like I say, you can access it, but you cannot reach it if you destroy it. So we're going to move on to the shop design. Now this is what I do when I make a shop. It's the exact same as the TC, only there's a shop and you can clearly reach it from the wall. Now this is a great design because shops are so easily, or vending machines are so easily destroyed. It's like 2 C4, 1 C4 and a few satchels. Recently I met some people who basically spear or pick raided a shop, a vending machine. It takes like 44 or something like that. So it needs to be protected, and I see a lot of people just making like the standard base all armored and stuff, but then the vending machine is still exposed, so it's extremely weak and it's easily accessible to be raided. So I'm going to show you briefly the base that I like to make whenever I play. Shop bases are what I've been doing more often than not now, because I'm not very good at PvP. I don't really enjoy the PvP aspect. I like building, I like experimenting, and I like communicating with other people, so I like to make a shop and make deals and whatnot. So this is the design that I go with. It's fairly small, it's not over the top, it's perfectly expandable if you do it a little bit different, but the way that I like to work is I have my main base and I have a shop base. I don't like to have everything in one place, I like to have them separated. So this is a livable shop base, but it's not too big, that way I can have all my main loot in the other base. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick tour of this base, and then if you guys would like to see the build, I'd like to get your feedback on it in the comments down below, and I can maybe show you the build in the next video, because this video is just to show you the technique that nobody really uses. So let's get straight into this. Now realistically, if this is not on a modded server, then you guys will probably just have sheet metal doors. It depends on obviously your loot cycle and stuff like that. So this is just the way that I do it. So we have one armored door, we have a drop box instead of a shop front, another door, another door, another door, and as you can see, every wall or door frame into the actual main area is armored, and none of them lead to loot rooms. So people might think, okay, here's an armored wall, let's go straight through to the loot room, and it's not. It's takes you into like the livable space. So as you can see, we have 4 doors into the main area. You're greeted with 2 shotgun traps, one up top, one down below, and a repair bench. If you look up, we've got 3 drop boxes. You don't hold the hammer or you'll pick up the rug, but they're kind of disguised because of the rug, which is pretty cool. So you got this box here, and then at the head of the bare rug there's a small box which you can access through the actual rug, which is pretty cool. So we have 4 garage doors. So we have this one here to get into the starter foundation. There's this first one, and you're greeted with a turret or 2. I usually just have one up there. This one was just spare. A box at the back, and in this box you can store bullets for the turrets, or you can store a bunch of hammers. That way you can get in and out of the tool cupboard quite easily. So this is just an easy jump to jump up here, pick off the window, and you can easily access the tool cupboard. And as you can see, the upkeep is extremely cheap. 2,500 metal, 200 stone, 44 high qual, and this is just the way that I do it. You can have more stone walls than sheet metal, or more armor if you have more high qual. It's up to you, but it's extremely cheap upkeep, and I'll show you guys the cost at the end of the tour. So this was TC and Workbench drop boxes. Let's move into the next room. So this is where the main loot is going to be. You come in this square. We have the research table, large box, 3 furnaces, pretty standard, and same again, we have the window. So you can pick off the window. You can access all 4 boxes just as easily, and like the techniques outside, it's if anyone raids it, they won't be able to access the bottom 2 at least. They will be able to access the top, but still they'll need to break them. They can't just open them and take all your loot, so it's pretty secure. Now these windows are extremely cheap to make and extremely cheap to repair. It's like 13 metal frags or 3 metal frags, so it's very cheap to repair them, and if you only have 2 it really doesn't take up much of your resources. So for the third and final room in here, we have the shop. So obviously we have our 2 sleeping bags. You can fit 2 or 3 in here, it doesn't really matter. It's quite an open area. I like to have things cramped, but it's actually, believe it or not, this is the most open base that I make. So we have the 2 vending machines, which are perfectly accessible from the back. We have the level 3 workbench, so if you're starting out, this could be a level 1, destroy it for a level 2, or even make the level 2 in another room. That way you can put the level 3 here afterwards. And the reason that this is because if people raid you from the doors and they get to this point, they're going to have to break this to get the loot from the vending machines, which is pretty cool. Then we have our standard small box underneath the tier 3 workbench, which a lot of people do now. You can have your scrap in there or whatever. Obviously we have some ceiling lights because it does get quite dark. I like to build in the snow, and I don't know why, because I die a lot, but you know. We also have a campfire with our water purifier. I prefer barbecues, but again I build in the snow and I like to have water inside the base at all times, so this is quite helpful. So this is the inside of the base complete. This is everything that you need to know. Now the first thing that I'll say is the loot room is not in a square, it's in 2 triangles, and I don't see a lot of people doing this either. So many people who raid, they'll look at your base and they'll think, okay, there's a square, there's a square, there's a square, and then go straight down thinking they're all loot rooms. But I like to have mine in the triangles because not many people do it, not many people expect it, and it just forces people to use a little bit more explosives. So if we head on outside, I'll show you what the shop looks like from the front. Now I like to have all floors and roofs as sheet metal. It's a shop base, so I like to have it as secure as possible. That's why everything is sheet metal. Personally on my 2x server it would all be armored, but I'm trying to make this as realistic as possible. So we have stairs. We need stairs on this side obviously for people to get up easily. You don't need stairs by the entrance, that's up to you. And then we have 2 cell gates. Now these have a very specific purpose, that if you're in there and you want to refill the vending machines, people can see you and they can shoot you through this gap. So these cell gates are for if you need to refill the vending machines, just nip out here with nothing on you, close both doors, head on inside and refill. They can maybe still see a small amount, but if you crouch you'll be a lot safer than you would be if they were up close and personal. So if you leave them open throughout the day, like I said, they're perfectly accessible. If you can't reach them, take a step back. It depends on where they're placed, but these 2 are placed perfectly, so they're easily accessed. So that's the shop base that I always go with. It's very secure, it's very cheap to make, and it's a very cheap upkeep. So I'm going to show you the cost right now. So for building blocks, we've got 12.5k metal, 4,000 wood, 1,200 stone, and then 242 high qual. Again, you can adjust it any way you want. You can make more stone than metal and reduce your metal cost. It doesn't really make a difference too much. But like I say, I don't like to live in a shop base full time. I like to have my shop base separate from my main base. That way the loot is somewhat separated and you don't lose too much. So again, I'll get the cost up. So you've got your deployable cost as well. So in total, it maybe adds up to much, but if you make like your own base first and then a shop base maybe 2 or 3 days into a wipe, you should have plenty enough materials for this. And then before I forget, on the roof we have the metal barricades, which is completely optional. And just as an added bonus here, we have a whole floor of half walls, so that if anyone does come from the top down, they're going to have to go through that extra layer of honeycomb. So it's very secure, it's very easy to make, it's very cheap, and most importantly, the shop design is superb. And I've had a lot of people come to me and tell me that they love it and they think it's a great idea, and nobody uses it that I've seen. Like, it's very rare that if you come across anyone, but I use this all the time. So if you're interested in making a shop base, I highly recommend doing this strategy. It's very secure and you'll have a great wipe with this kind of base. But that's it for this video. Like I said, if you want to see the build, if you want to see me do this exactly square by square, then let me know in the comments down below and I will make another video for you on that. And I have another couple of variants of this base as well that are based on the same technique that maybe we'll jump into. We'll do some more Rust base designs. We'll see what you guys think. But we're back. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We very much appreciate it. Hopefully you guys are still with us and you haven't all left, and we are back and as enthusiastic as ever, and we hope to see you guys real soon. Thanks for watching.